All right, first off, tell me your name and title.
Yes, Chad Matthews, Patrol Officer, Floyd County Police Department.
First off, your name's been all over the news for the past year. The question I guess everybody wants to know, what made you want to be a police officer?
Well, I don't know exactly the reason, if there's just one reason, but ever since I can remember, as far back as 6 years old, I wanted to be a police officer. I can remember having a little police costume and a little badge, and I don't know, it was just something that interested me that never went away.
And how long have you been doing that?
I'm going into my 11th year now at the department.
What did you do before then?
Before that, I worked at the airport, worked with my dad, my uncles, doing construction work, a little bit of everything here and there.
So 11 years been a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the toughest part of your job, I guess?
The toughest part of my job, I guess, just seeing folks out here that we arrest, we put in jail, and see them right back out on the street 2 or 3 days later. That kind of gets old sometimes. But it's part of it. We can only do so much as a police officer, and I know it's up to the court after we do what we need to do. But that sometimes kind of gets under my skin.
What's been some rewarding parts of your job? What's some instances that sticks out in your mind the most? I'm sure there's one in particular.
Yeah, there's actually two. I got Officer of the Year for 2013, and Floyd County Officer of the Year. I actually shared that honor this year in 2015 with Officer Donald Holbrook. Those were a couple of highlights of my career. It was.
Why were you? What some of the stories that made that the reasons they gave you the Officer of the Award?
In 2013, I had responded to a domestic situation or an elderly couple in Cave Spring, and after I arrived at the house and the gentleman was trying to explain to me what had taken place, he had a heart attack right there as I was talking to him. Wasn't expecting that to happen. I was able to get the AED machine out of the car, use that, and along with CPR, was able to save him.
And then 2015.
And then 2015 goes back to a shooting we had on Highway 100 near Cave Spring out in Livingston. It was actually a murder, an attempted murder, and this lady, 62 years old, I believe, had been shot 5 times by the assailant when we arrived, and myself and State Trooper Jeremy Battle and Officer Donald Holbrook was actually able to remove her from that situation, drag her off the porch where she had been shot and left for dead.
What was going through your mind when you arrived on the scene and you kind of saw the situation?
Well, it was my main concern, I guess, at that particular time was our safety. But then, trying to locate the shooter, trying to locate victims, because we knew prior to our arrival that one was confirmed dead, and we had another one that was shot. And it's not something that you see every day, but it's kind of like anything else. I mean, no plan ever goes according to plan every time, and it's just one of those things you kind of have to feel your way through, and just work it out as you go.
How hard is it not to take this stuff home with you? Things that you see on the road, the crimes that you see, some of the stuff. Is it tough?
Sometimes it is. I think you just learn to leave it at work. I mean, sure, at times stuff bothers me, things I've seen, situations I've had to be in, especially when it comes to kids.
Yes, sir.
Kids and old folks, I guess, is my weak spot. I really hate to see a child in a dire situation, and from time to time we see that, whether it be a defect situation, where these kids have to be removed from their home and have no clue why. That kind of weighs on me from time to time.
What's something about you folks, man? What do you do when you get off work to decompress?
Well, I enjoy spending time with my kids, my wife, and I've got a small machine shop at home, and I enjoy welding and machining. I actually build, sell, and fire Civil War cannons, fully functional Civil War cannons. So I guess that's my outlet. It's my therapy, from reality.
And finally, you could be a police officer anywhere in the world. Why Floyd County? Why here? Why give your life and dedicate yourself?
Well, Tommy, I'll tell you why. if I'm going to police and if I'm going to make a difference in a community, I want it to be the community that I live in, the community my family lives in. If I can make a positive impact or make a difference, I want to do that right here at home.